And here we are. Hopefully no more issues, and hopefully everything can run nice and smooth. Lots of friendly faces here. We have Spike, Liff, Lalawoo, Sundown, all people that are regularly here. I have no idea what teams are playing.
I think my favorite name out of these new people I don't see is Colonel Giggles.
Yeah, that's pretty... Or Void Energy, that's pretty legit too. I mean, nothing really to be taken away from either of them. Vi, Kha'Zix's Kale banned. That's going to be the Sundown Kale being banned out.
Yep, the obvious Kale ban. That's his most played ranked champion.
However, usually when he comes to these things, he does play a jungler, say Shyvana, and he does try to cheese it. He does go from red buff to red buff and hopes to kill the enemy team. Just trying to find out what teams are playing. Razban, he's very annoying to deal with right now. He's just sort of strong at all stages of the game. He can really zone people out, and he can really just sort of be a problem come late game.
Speaking of being able to zone, the Thresh pick comes in for their bot lane in blue team. Probably, I'm gonna say it's probably a Lift Spike bot lane with Spike on that Thresh.
And there is actually the Rammus pick. That is going to be going to Sundown. He's been playing a lot of Rammus lately, and he's been really trying to make it work.
Yeah, well, Rammus is like the most solid jungler pick right now. It's really strong.
Yeah, I mean, he can come into lane, taunt whoever he wants, and that's a minimum of 1 to 3 seconds that you're sort of stuck hitting Rammus and just being open for the enemy team to wail on you. So definitely not something you want to see rolling at you.
Especially if you're gonna lock in that Twitch pick with absolutely no way to get out of the rolling turtle.
Yeah, there's not a lot Twitch can do. It does get locked in, however, so he's really looking to get a mid-game spike and do something really effective for the team.
Ha, I get the pun here.
Someone, all right, cool, because I don't.
Mid-game Spike, cause
Uh,
Spike's on his team.
Not what I meant to happen. Maokai getting locked in for that top lane. A very tanky beast once he starts picking up an item or two. Lucian could have some troubles cutting through that tree if he starts rolling. Um,
Really? You're doing puns now? I
these
would
things.
slow clap, but my hands are crying.
You know, that could be Sundown in the mid as AP Warwick.
Top Wick, he did play Top Wick. However, he loses on Top Wick, wins on Rammus. So definitely going to be interesting to see how that goes. Elise and Fizz hovers. Interesting. Elise is pretty bottom barrel right now.
Fizz goes like two ways for me. You're either really, really good at him, or you're just gonna feed a lot.
That being said, most of these players are of a higher level, so hopefully they can not feed. I mean, that's always something nice to see. Lalawoo trying to decide what he wants for this jungle pick. Not a lot of late game damage coming from the rest of his team. Twitch does have a good mid to late game if he can get a nice rat-a-tat-tat off. However, if he doesn't, it doesn't quite do that much.
From the
Fizz,
junglers he's hovering over, I really like the J4, and he seems to be looking at it more than the others, because that can stop the Rammus from getting onto his Twitch.
I mean, he could definitely cataclysm the Rammus.
So we were wrong twice. Sundown is bringing out his famous Cho'Gath mid.
Boo.
That's gonna be a boring as hell lane.
Fizz versus Cho'Gath. That's definitely a bit interesting to see, and yeah, that is a lot of AP coming out from the purple team. AP Warwick, AP Cho'Gath, Nami, Rammus. That's definitely going to be one way for the tanks of blue team to go. Maokai and J4, they're going to be able to stack a lot of magic resistance and then just sort of try and run through the enemy team. That being said, AP Cho'Gath's ultimate does a lot of true damage. Spike and lift, just going back and forth there. Let me clean my bed.
He wants you to clean it so he can get in it.
But there's like, what's dirty about it? I don't know, whatever. Rammus is going to be very dominating in this bot lane unless Spike is super clean on his flays, and even then it could be very questionable.
But I'll agree that blue team, since the Rammus pick came out so early on purple, blue team did a pretty good job of adapting the rest of their picks around that Rammus to shut him down in mid-game fights.
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see which way this goes. I mean, with the amount of CC coming out of purple team, Twitch and Fizz could have a very troubling time. And then even once those two go down, there's not that much damage. I mean, Maokai doesn't build much outside of a Rod of Ages. Jarvans typically go Elder Lizard, Brutalizer, Max, and then it's Thresh. Not really known for damage.
Yeah, it's true. They're relying a lot on their Twitch for sustained damage here.
So really it's going to be all onto Lift to try and sort of carry his team through this. That being said, purple team tanks, they can kind of just stack armor. Maokai does a little bit of AP damage. Fizz is going to be most of the AP damage, and for the first 20 minutes or so, unless he starts picking up kills, it's going to be less of a threat than the Twitch Jarvan AD damage. And I'm just going to time out Plague real quick for trolling.
So prediction, who do you think is going to take this game?
Honestly, purple team. They just have more CC, basically, and then there's just CC sort of just wins games right now.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. That Lucian has a lot of setup for him between the Warwick ult, the Sundown Q pop-up, the Rammus taunt, Nami bubble. It's going to be really hard for that Lucian not to get kills.
I mean, they could also go to Nami, too. Between Nami and Rammus, they could just easily steal kills here or there in the bot lane. That being said, skin predictions. We forgot to do skin
we
predictions.
Obviously, River Spirit Nami. I'm throwing that out there now. Battlecast Cho. Is that what he uses? I don't remember.
That's what he should use. Whether he uses it or not, I have no idea.
Nope, there it is, folks, and no Nami skin.
Whoa. Whoa, dude. And
Whoa!
both supports going skinless, thus resorting to Team Foreskin.
What are they, poor?
Whoa, dude, what are you, poor?
Whoa, what are you, poor? Supports can't make that money? Even in real life?
Rip. Clearly they don't have friends either, no mystery gifts.
I know. Maybe they will prove themselves to their carries this game and get a nice little gift afterwards.
Can only hope. So, Lif and Kratoris, you're definitely going to be out there looking for skin money.
Hey, I got a pentakill the other day, and as Lucian, and I bought my 80 carry a nice Lulu skin for setting that up for me.
Wait, so you were playing Lucian, but your 80 carry was Lulu?
I meant to say Lulu, not Lucian.
Support Lucian, 80 carry Lulu. Got it.
Vice versa, other way around.
Firefang, Warwick, Molten Rammus, Battlecast Prime, Cho'Gath. Clearly they were trying to go for Team Red, and then Nami just came and threw it all off. Fisherman Fizz, Goalkeeper Maokai, Gangster Twitch, the better skins for those champions. Lubu Jarvan, not quite up there with some others, but still not bad to see.
I don't know. That Fizz skin is not one of my favorites. I do like the Arctic Tundra one.
But I mean, you get eaten by a giant manatee. It's so good. Maokai choosing to go Flask over Doran's Ring. Definitely an interesting pick there. Trinket Ward right in front of Fizz's face. Within tower range. How unfortunate.
Predictions for First Blood. What do you think?
Ooh, there's so many ways that could go wrong. Ramis picked up Biscuits. Huh.
30 seconds until minions.
Interesting.
Obviously, Ramus is gonna die to the red buff.
It could happen. It could happen, folks. Now, First Blood, in reality, I'm probably going to say it's happened bot lane.
I was thinking that too. I'm getting the feeling that Nami might eat a hook to the face and die.
Yeah, see, I'm going to say bot lane, but I can't for sure say who it's going to go to. Just there's too many variables to happen there.
The awesome emote spam.
Better on River Spirit Nami. Just saying.
Way better.
Just saying. Definitely
So
an
unimpressed.
odd setup here. Maokai not only started Flask Pots and Jarvan going the Gnome start, but he's starting on the top side of the map. That's not something you usually see these days. Bot side leashing is just too good.
It looks like Lif and Spike are trying to set up a cheese.
Yeah, that could be an easy cheese. Nami or Lucian can just walk right into that bush and eat a hook. If he took hook. They did not, though. They went tri-bush. Early game, this lane definitely goes over to Lucian if he wants it, though.
I'm curious to see how good he is with landing his Qs through.
Ooh, the hook. A good expunge there. However, Lift eats a piercing light for his troubles. Contaminate, not expunge. Sundown getting read like a book, eating lots of poke damage from Omnicron.
Lif is getting hit pretty hard.
Spike and
bubble
Lift
lines.
haven't hit level 2 yet. First Blood going over to Nami with an auto attack. Auto attack actually followed the flash there. Very
So
unfortunate.
technically I'm right? I didn't say that Nami was gonna die, I just said she was gonna be involved in the First Blood.
And she did
And
eat a
eat
hook.
to the face.
Yeah, alright, so 90% right. Technically right. Ervil on this Warwick started Doran's Shield and a Mana Pot. He's doing fairly well. He's actually ahead in CS right now. Sundown dodges out the slow and that. However, the silence coming out. Ram is coming in. Lands a taunt onto Fizz. However, Void Energy is also here. Omnicron walking away, still alive. Flash from Ram is going to keep him alive.
Ooh.
Flash from Wallawu gets the knockup. Auto attack's going down, and that's a kill for Wallawu.
The Ignite just missed killing Omnicron.
Hook just landing on the minion. Lift not having a good time in this lane, down 10 CS. However, same thing in the top lane. Maokai took the time to roam, picked up an assist, but is still down 10 CS. Nami gets hit by a hook. Flask coming out, Flay landing too. Lots of damage coming down. Contaminate getting popped. Not enough for the kill.
They could have picked that up if they popped their summoner spells. I like that they didn't.
I mean, they have Exhaust, they don't have Ignite.
Well, they had the Twitch flash.
Yeah, they could have flashed, but... Sundown, even though he died, still ahead in CS, picks up an extra Doran's Ring, whereas Omicron on Fizz picked up a Doran's Ring and an Amp Tome.
I don't expect Sundown to lose in creeps on his Cho'Gath.
So Sundown doesn't actually care about the enemy laner. He's just here to farm, and he can die as much as he wants. He just wants to farm.
Yeah,
Chuba-
Sundown's main purpose.
Chuba actually missed timing the Powerball there, gets in the lane just as it runs down, gets the taunt off anyway. Sundown getting slowed up, forced to flash away. Omicron doesn't want to chase any more than that.
He needs to start saving his Q for when the Fizz jumps right on top of him. Instead of using it to farm, because it's just getting him pushed out of lane.
He's not even running teleport like he typically would. Gramus spending a lot of time in this top lane. Hook lands, Flask coming out, however, Bubble lands on
But
the
a really
lift.
good bubble.
Exhaust coming out onto both AD carries, heal getting popped by lift, goes invisible, damage landing on a spike, but nothing really to worry about. However, Jarvan's here, Wallamoo doesn't get a knockup, Bubble misses, Giggles getting slowed down, heal being popped by Kritoris, gets hit by the flash, now has double buffs though. Flayed up, lands the piercing light, one auto attack down, dashes the opposite direction of Fizz. Fizz goes invisible,
Of the Twitch.
pops out of invisibility, gets the kill with the contaminate.
He probably could have picked up a triple if he
Teleport
if he
from
used
Irville,
the
however, gets
Void cancels that.
Void cancels it with the twisted advance. Rumble. Ram is coming in. Another kill down the lift, however. Taunt lands. Minion block stops him for a second. He's gonna go invisible. However, goes aggressive with his rat-a-tat-tat. Just out of range, though.
That is not what purple wanted to happen in the bot lane.
No, definitely the opposite of what was good. Sundown still using his Q to farm. Doesn't really care. Gets ulted. Popped up. Silence coming down, however. Ignites landing on both sides. And the Playful Trickster picking up the kill. Really not what purple side wanted. Once Fizz gets going, it's really hard to stop. Wallamoo pinging his blue buff, looking like he wants to give it over to the Fizz. This is really going to make Sundown's life very unfortunate. Maokai really losing the CS war right now. Already down 13. Kritoris not picking up a BF sword on his first back, only having enough gold for that pickaxe, as opposed to Lift's BF sword.
Sundown also picks up the Negatron cloak to hopefully not die as much as he is.
That's the null magic mantle, actually. Twisted advance
wow.
onto Chuba, gets taunted up by the void energy. Not sure what he wants to do other than ward the red buff. Chuba not where he wants to be right now. Twisted advance gonna land, however, the knockup stops Fizz's Q. The not Trickster. Whatever. Playful Trickster lands, picks up that kill.
And we give him a free blue buff.
A re-blue buff. He already had one. Knockup lands on both characters. Playful Trickster gets the slowdown. Auto attacks landing. The blue
One more
buffs.
Q should do that.
Q in. Gonna Playful Trickster away, I would assume. Hook lands
We
onto
should get swift to
Kritoris.
the bot lane.
Bubble lands. Doesn't disengages that. Herbal just auto attacking void energy. Not really caring. Ends up on the lesser side of that trade. Hook lands
These are some really
again
nice
onto
hooks coming
Kritoris. The flask is just getting free damage down. And I don't know why Direct keeps going to top lane. It's just fun. Twisted Advance hits a minion, actually. Lalawoo doesn't get the knock-up. However, ults onto Jarvan, who's not taking tower. Void Energy flashes away.
Everywhere.
However, this Grievous Wounds onto Warwick's might cost him his life. The flash coming out. Kratoris going down to the Rat-a-tat-tat. Everybody super low in this top lane. Sundown decides to show up. Flash, silence, chomps down onto
And
some
nom-noms
sushi.
on that fish.
Double slows landing onto Chuba, not gonna get into that fight. Knockup gonna land onto
Lalu
Lalawoo.
gets knocked up.
Ignite coming down. Maybe it's the silence picking that kill up, and that's a 2 for none in the top lane. Kratoris did go down in that bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like they're picking up their top lane, but in return, that Twitch is getting pretty big.
Yeah, Twitch already having his BF sword before this fight. He's now going to have enough gold to go back, pick up a pickaxe, and then some. So definitely already ahead in that lane. Hook just missing. Lift went invisible, but it was on top of a ward. Flask coming out. Bubble lands, however. Piercing Light lands too. Tidal Wave going down. Multiple fights going in this mid lane. However, Sundown just going to go down. Sundown thinking he can trade with the 4-1-1 Fizz. Finds out he's sadly mistaken. They want to clear that pink ward in the tri-bush. Not going to get it. Slow lands onto Colonel Giggles. Healing himself up a little bit. Lift doesn't have the damage to kill him. However, 4 people now in this bot lane for blue team. Recurve bow coming out onto Warwick, looking like he wants. Powerball coming in. Lift goes invisible. Lalawoo's also here. Teleport from the Maokai. Thresh goes down in a second. Colonel Giggles caught in the Cataclysm. However, he drops that super quick. Teleport
So in
canceled.
the top lane, it is cancelled by the Warwick ult.
And then now they just go back to farming.
Yeah. So they basically just have 2 pointless summoner spells. It's very easy for both of them to cancel the other.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. Fizz is just dominating this lane right now. Chuba's gonna come in, land that
But
slow.
there's no help from Sundown.
Sundown's nowhere near him. Earth coming out, eats the turtle. Sundown is too busy farming. Gotta get
That
that.
is
300
one
stacks.
salty turtle. He might as well be a slug.
Sundown working on his Holy Unthian's Chalice. Spike cleaning out the pink ward. However, that leaves Twitch open in the bot lane. Are they going to get anything? No, they got the flash out though. Pink ward in the middle of the lane.
But the Thresh and the Fizz are coming in. If he can land a hook, they are dead.
Tidal Wave coming out. Box coming down also. Hook not landing. All that for a flash. That could mean Jagged though.
Yeah, that definitely means Dragon.
Warwick has teleport, but it can easily be cancelled by Void Energy.
Yeah, at this point, they might as well just save their teleports to get back into lane from base.
At least then it can't be cancelled. And the gold is slowly but surely going up for blue team. No real significant gold difference except between Nami and Nami having a 6k gold lead, or 600 gold lead, 600 gold lead over the Thresh. No one else really pulling out an advantage yet, except this mid lane, obviously. I mean, 1,300 gold. Fizz has over Cho'Gath. The first item, Lichbane, out of the Fizz.
Pretty standard item.
Could have also went with a DFG.
Yeah, let's say for how ahead he is, DFG might not have been a bad choice.
Lichbane, however, a bit more reliable.
Yeah, it's really reliable.
You know that you're going to be putting out damage every time, every couple seconds when you cast an ability. And with Fizz's low cooldowns, it's fairly often up. Warwick starting to lose the clearing battle, however, still ahead in CS. Spike throwing out the hook, not landing. However, good slow from Lift, getting some damage down. Healed right back up by Nami. Fizz is just roaming now. He knows he doesn't have to do anything else in this mid lane. Sundown is going to be useless for a good portion while.
Pretty nice
Bubble lands on the
see what
spike.
happens.
Bubble lands on a spike. Rat-a-tat-tat coming out, getting both Lucian and Nami to about half health. Culling coming out, doesn't do much of anything. That's going to be the tower.
Sundown's still using his Q to farm, which is costing him his life.
Silence coming out, misses, and then
The
the
W picks it up.
dot from Fizz, just enough to win that.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And Sundown is just simply outclassed right now. And then Maokai's trying to do damage to Warwick, who just auto-attacks it back, and then uses Qs. And Maokai's using a lot of his mana to try and even do damage right now. Two outer turrets going down, that's going to give up a lot of jungle pressure of red teams. They're going to be able to go in and out of blue team's jungle. No. Blue team is going to be able to go into red team's jungle. English.
It's a hard language.
Flay lands onto Colonel Giggles. Lift doesn't want it. He's going to try and cut the fish off. However, Rammus is there. Double flash. Taunt lands onto Lift.
The
Tidal wave
out.
coming out, but the
And the
lantern.
exhaust.
The lantern was there just in the nick of time.
Spike is doing so much this game.
Yeah, even though his score doesn't really reflect it, he's really been there when his AD carry needed him. Hook lands onto Sundown, Flay 2. The fish goes in, throws down the E, picks up that kill onto Sundown. The shark lands onto Chuba. Void Energy gets caught under the tower in a bubble, goes down.
And now Ervil is there. The ult comes out while he's in the...
Omnicron getting a little cheeky. Cataclysm down onto Colonel Giggles and Kratoris. Wallawu goes down. Ervil's gonna go down to the grievous wounds of Fizz. Kratoris now in a really bad position.
Yeah.
Fizz is just gonna flash and pick up that kill. Stupid champion. However, they don't have the minions to get this tower. Yeah, 10-1-2 Fizz. Hasn't backed yet. Sitting on 3k gold. That's going to be...
He's going to be getting his Zonias, which is going to make him even that much more elusive.
frustrating. Yeah, he goes, picks up the Zonias, and CDR Boots wants to be in and out way more than he has been already.
Well, at this point on the enemy team, none of them really have magic resistance, except for Sundown, who he's killing
And
too fast
Warwick.
anyway.
Warwick does have the Wit's End and a Chalice. That being said, Wit's End is like the 10th least built item in the game. Just so much damage coming down on Herbal. Omnicron coming in the top lane, jumps in, gets ulted under tower, but then just gets knocked up by Maokai. Maokai picking up the kill. Fizz sharing the wealth of mid lane across his other lanes.
Even if he wanted to or not.
Yeah, he probably wanted that kill, let's be real. However, another tower going down. And now Fizz is behind red team. He can probably just jump in here. He has his ultimate available. However, he misses it, lands the slow on a nobody, just focuses Sundown. The tidal wave lands onto Omnicron and Jarvan. However, knock up onto Chuba. That kill goes down. This Lantern brings Lift into tower range. However, that is a 3 for none. And now 2 towers are in danger of going down.
Yeah, that Fizz is getting really, really scary. Even if he's not picking up the kills, he's putting down so much damage that the rest of his team just needs to right click.
Yeah, I mean, it's just silly at this point. Maokai finally coming on par with the CS of Warwick. That's the mid tower going down. Top tower should go down as soon as they want it to go down. However,
Looks like
Dragon...
they're gonna take Dragon instead.
Dragon a bit more worth it. Pink wards galore, though.
Oh, it looks like they actually notice when they walk through brush. Most of the time, you'll always see everyone just walk right through it.
This bush isn't warded. No, there's no way this is warded. It's like the most warded bush in the game. Lift taking the Thresh Express. Nothing to be had. Lift comes out of stealth at a bit of an odd time. Box coming down though. Bubble doesn't land on anybody. Knock up onto Lift. Chuba's trying to do something. However, Lift flashes over the wall. Chuba's gonna go down to poison. Ultimate from Warwick onto Lalawu. Knock up onto Void Energy and Spike.
Is coming around the side. He's gonna try to
Bubble
pick up some
lands onto
kills.
just Void Energy. Spike gets cleaned up by Clitoris. Now Void Energy all by himself in a whole team. However, no CC. He's just going to teleport away. Bubble misses onto Fizz too. I wonder if Bubble was
Yeah, I
available
wonder
to
if
stop the
Nami
teleport.
either didn't have it or didn't realize what was happening. Or if she threw the mercy card.
Because you have been a generous god.
I mean, fish and trees. I mean, I guess.
Sundown claiming his rights for his tummy. Yeah. Right now, red team is on a sinking ship to nowhere.
They do have a decent amount of kills on Tolution though, so they potentially have the possibility to win a team fight.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Fizz does basically just focus Sundown every fight, and then throw his shark out, and then that lands on whoever is closest to him at the time.
Yeah, he just needs his tank line to not die so fast, and he can potentially win a team fight for his team.
It's a lot of pressure as an AD carry. Alright, they're gonna find Chuba. Instant flash away, however, not quick enough. Fizz does play the Mercy card, however. Ward timing out just as the sweeper goes down.
Blue team starting Baron, red team probably knows, they just don't have vision on it.
Yeah, they definitely don't have vision on it. Spike defending his teammate from vision. And that's the Baron. Red team's definitely in a bit of a bind now.
Yeah. They have too many targets that they need to pick from that the other targets are just gonna wipe them out.
Yeah, I mean, 2-item Twitch, 2.5 item Phase. Not a lot they can do. Hook lands on a Sundown, that's the go key. Flayed lands, however, Silence lands on the 2 important members. Tidal Wave knocks up.
Getting locked up.
Spike under tower. Ultimate lands on the Void Energy. However, Warwick gets knocked up by the Fizz ultimate. Void Energy is not really the target you want to ultimate as Warwick. Lockdown as Warwick.
Spike might want to rethink tower diving after that. But knowing Spike, probably not.
Twisted Advance lands on the Chuba. Exhaust land on Omnicron. The Nom coming out of Sundown. Ignite 2. Omnicron's just sort of backing off. Void Energy eating a lot of tower damage. Silence landing. Giving the kill to Lucian. They know that's what they need. Chuba thinks better of chasing the fish.
Yeah, he decided to go on a diet.
2 for 2 under tower. Not the worst that could have happened. Blue team decides they need a bit more armor. However, Omicron biting off more than he can chew maybe. Flashes coming out of Lucian, not Sundown. Spike
That's
dodging
gonna
the knockup.
He carries some more gold on red team.
However, Spike flashes over. Now he's a bit trapped.
I wonder if they're gonna give that.
He
kill to someone,
hooks.
Or
They just give the Sundown.
yeah.
Greedy Sundown.
Sundown wants to grow up to be a big, strong machine man.
Big, beautiful Cho'Gath, man. Top tower in Warwick's eyes. However, Maokai had other words. Mid tower does go down.
Yeah, Warwick actually did a pretty good job getting those two to go up there so they could take mid.
And now this is the stage of the game that every Fizz main is afraid of. When he suddenly becomes the target focus and his team just doesn't follow up.
Yeah. Even though red is pretty behind, they're starting to pick up some items, which means that they're not as susceptible to getting one-shot by that Fizz combo. So he can start getting shut down.
Yeah, once they lock down the Fizz, other than his Zonias and his E, he's pretty squishy. Red team's just scrambling for farm now. Warwick's still losing the wave clearing battle. Lalawu jumping in, Rat-a-tat-tat coming down, Cataclysm and the slow landing onto Chuba, and then the kill goes to Fizz, who's now 8-0 actually. He's pretty terrifying. Dragon.
You know, not comparing deaths, but Lucian's keeping up with him, surprisingly. Even though
Yeah.
he has died 3 times and he's
Has the
beaten him
farm
in creeps.
advantage. They're only separated by about 800 gold, 700 gold. However, these towers are starting to add up. 5 to 3, and the last few dragons. Blue team's getting an overwhelming advantage from those.
The pretty little gong pink ward comes out.
I don't know. Personally, I prefer the Riot Fist.
I use the Amumu ward myself.
Does it also say okay?
The Amumu ward.
Simple question. Void Energy, just gonna walk away. Nobody really wants to mess with the tree.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Another red buff over to Lucian.
So a little bit under 2 minutes for that Baron. I wonder if blue team's gonna try to take it again before pushing for those inhibitors, or if they think they're strong enough to just do it right now.
I mean, 9k advantage, most of that being centered on the Fizz. A third of that centered on the Fizz. Definitely going to be interesting. I think they're going to wait for the Baron. They'll try to pick up a couple kills, get a sort of bait going on.
I get it, bait, because he's a fisherman.
I was really hoping you didn't say anything.
And Nami's a fish. I get it, I get it.
See, these are pun levels my brain just doesn't even work on. I didn't even think of that.
Maybe that's why he used that skin. It all makes sense to me now.
What, the fisherman's face to go against Nami?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get it. Smart
Warwick
choice.
wants nothing to do with that fish. Chuba and Sundown coming out. Flash on the lift. Sundown flashing
Flashing
also.
but it's gonna be for nothing.
2 flashes for 1. Not the worst trade. Even if Lift does manage to go down, he's going to be in trouble. Void Energy on this bot lane tower. Chuba and Kotoris are there. Flash from him really quick.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
However, Sundown has wave clear for days. Hook lands, but the Banshee's Veil negates it. Bubble doesn't land, Rupture does. Baron is now live, so we'll be seeing who does what.
The Banshees gets popped on that Jarvan.
Really early Banshees coming out from the junglers. Lots of pick abilities on both teams. And sort of just looking at a 2-1-1 split push coming out of the blue team. Red team is really scrambling to keep up with it right now. Ervil and Void Energy both being completely useless and just farming away.
That must be annoying getting like hit in the face with soccer balls while you're trying to kill things.
These are my creeps, damn it! Not trying to play games here. And then Warwick just heals up because he doesn't give a shit.
So it looks like they are two-manning that Baron currently.
I mean, they have the ability to do so, so why not? Warwick can just sort of keep this lane just out of tower range. Chuba gets a ward over the wall, but can he do anything about it? Baron goes down. No, he cannot. Spike now in a bit of an odd position. Flash hook lands onto Nami. Gets nuked out by the Fisherman Fizz. The bait is real. Lift goes legendary with the turtle. Culling coming out. Not going to pick up a kill. However, Sundown could have flash if he wanted to, if he'd saved it. Definitely going to be an issue for the teams now. Lift wants nothing to do with this tower. Spike's going to go down. Bit caught out. Trying to get damage onto this top tower. Sundown clears the wave. Silence going on to Omnicron. Wave nowhere close.
Wave giving Sundown a little bath.
However, Chuba doesn't quite make it with the home guarded powerbomb. Knock up onto Ervil. Ghostblade popped by Lift, focusing Chuba. Lift, Lulu flashes out of his own Cataclysm. The shark doesn't land because he died too fast.
Yep, Jarvan did exactly what I thought would, and he just completely blocked Aramis from his Twitch with the ult.
However, I don't think he needed to flash out.
Yeah, he could have just stayed. Or if anything, flashed further into the enemy team, because he had his team there.
Yeah, and Maokai still sitting on this bot tower, getting him to less than half health, and no one's really in a situation to deal with him. And Fizz is doing the same thing in this top tower. Lalawu just doesn't care to help his team. Top tower going down. Bubble misses. Warwick,
The Warwick ult goes on that Banshee's Veil.
not sure why you would want to ult the tank in the first place, but
I'm assuming he just misclicked.
Void Energy gets taunted under tower. Kratos is now here. However, Void Energy's tanky as all hell. Spike dodging the bubble. So, Baron was taken, not a lot gained. All they really got was that top inhib tower. Both teams farming jungle creeps. Jarvan wanting to get that Randuin's, Maokai the same thing.
Assuming Fizz is probably going to be looking to get an Abyssal Scepter now.
Still missing the DFG. Not really seeing why it hasn't come up yet.
I guess he just... well, he doesn't really need it.
I know, but think about how completely fast you could just delete, like, everybody. Chuba not even farming his own jungle. Super far behind now. 5k behind the enemy Jarvan. Almost a third of his creeps. Spectator client actually freezing up for a second. Powerball, popping the Banshee's Veil. Taunt, not really doing anything. Hook lands on a Sundown. Just annoying at this point.
Red team's turret has been
However, with two people in the top lane, that bot tower was free and easy. Chuba getting locked up, taking lots of damage. This inhibitor is going to go down. Omicron gets locked down, but he gets thrown away. He jumps away. Lift, popping his Rat-a-tat-tat and his Ghostblade, picks up a triple kill. The Quadra gets stolen by the Thresh Hook.
Stolen.
However, there's still a chance for the Quadra. Flashes out. Lift not having enough damage. Connection appeared to
That
fail.
is going to be the game.
Yeah, I did get a spectator fail, but that's the game. So we know who won that one.
Lif ends the game at 13-0-6 on his Twitch. Did a lot of work that game.
Lots of work to be had. Kills spread around pretty fairly. Just take a look at the end game details real quick.
So in the end, Fizz and the Twitch both end up with 13 kills for their team, definitely carrying that game there. On the purple team, the most kills was on that Lucian with 8.
Sundown coming in second with only 5 kills. And looking at the gold graph, you can see that once blue got rolling, they just totally ran away with it. Picking up towers, dragon, inhibitors, barons. Nothing red team could even think to do about it. Really just a slow death, really.
You know, I will say, even though it was a pretty one-sided game, purple team did put up a pretty good fight. They had some pretty interesting turnarounds there. Even if they were temporary, they were still pretty good for a team that far behind.
And looking at the wards, Nami placed 51 wards to Thresh's 24. That's really absurd. And red team just had so many more wards than blue team, but blue team had so much more gold and items and kills that they really didn't have to worry about it. They could walk into red team's jungle and walk out with a kill, even without vision.